Let's look inside Thomas's book. The same table of contents that we saw in the shared library catalog record appears. And we also see a detailed listing of maps. Maps are particularly useful tools when explaining geographical relationships, such as the deployment of troops or military equipment during battle, or describing the delineation of national boundaries at a particular time. Good maps can be very useful enhancements to many historical topics, certainly one like the Spanish Civil War, and Thomas's book has lots of them. Let's take a closer look inside Thomas's book. Appendix 3 lists estimates of foreign intervention in the Spanish Civil War, and includes figures and footnotes for aid supplied to the nationalists and the Republican factions by various countries, some fascist and some democratic. We noticed in the shared library catalog item record that Thomas's book contains an extensive bibliography running to nearly 50 pages in length that lists the specific primary and secondary works Thomas consulted when writing his book. Thomas's bibliography is broken into thematic sections, so reviewing his bibliography for titles relevant to our research topic should be straightforward. But is it? It's clear in reading even these short sections of Thomas's lengthy book that additional background familiarity is needed in order to understand the larger context of the conflict and to explore the role of democratic and fascist involvement more fully. A good strategy is to return to Palmer and consult the entry relating to Europe in the 1920s and 1930s. This additional background reading will provide valuable perspective on how the Spanish Civil War fit in the broader context of the struggle between parliamentary and fascist states. Furthermore, since Thomas's 1,000-page book is too long to read in its entirety, we should read one or two of the 100 to 200-page books recommended by Palmer as brief overviews of the Spanish Civil War. This additional reliable background will permit us to consult selectively the specific chapter or chapters in Thomas's book that focus on the international context of the war. Thomas's book will be very useful to our research. However, we have to maximize time spent reading. We can also use the shared library catalog record of Thomas's book to locate additional books on the same topic through the use of library subject headings. You'll have noticed that parts of the library catalog item record are hyperlinked. Hyperlinked subject headings are a particularly important method of finding related titles. Clicking on them is like using a Find More Like This feature on a commercial website like Amazon. Subject heading searches produce a list of all the books available in Western libraries on the same subject. In this case, there are 142 titles that have the subject heading Spain, History, Civil War, 1936 to 1939. In addition, there are numerous more specific subjects as well, such as subject bibliographies, causes, and foreign public opinion, including perspectives from Britain, France, America, and Germany. Scroll ahead one page to find additional useful subject headings relating to foreign participation, involving various countries, and personal narratives, including first-hand or primary sources such as accounts in diaries or letters, also arranged by country. In a few straightforward steps, we've successfully established a solid basis for further historical investigation and research. We started with a particular research question, the ways in which the Spanish Civil War represented a test of democratic commitment in opposing the rise of fascism, and then consulted the course textbook in order to gather initial background information on the conflict and combatants. Next, drawing on Palmer's bibliography, we discovered the core books that are central to the study of the Spanish Civil War. In particular, we discovered that Hugh Thomas's Spanish Civil War is the definitive overall narrative account in English. Thomas's own extensive content and bibliography provided many references for additional sources. In reviewing Thomas's work, however, we recognize the need for additional background reading in the course textbook, and the utility of reading one or two of the 100 to 200 page overviews of the Spanish Civil War recommended by Palmer. This additional knowledge permits us to consult specific chapters in Thomas's book more effectively. Lastly, we explored library subject headings that lead to numerous related books examining various conditions that prevailed in Spain during the period 1936 to 1939. In the third module, we'll explore another type of research resource called journal articles and discuss why to use them and how to find them.